Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. You know, when you sit there and you make mashed potatoes and they're not all eaten, you have a little bit and you don't know what to do with it, so you basically throw it out. Well, I'm going to show you what we can do with it. I have leftover mashed potatoes. So what I'm going to be making is mashed potato biscuits. See? So that's what we're going to be doing today, just a way of getting rid of the mashed potatoes that are always left over. And this makes a good amount, and they're very nice for breakfast. They really, really are. I've had them, but you know what I forgot? My measuring spoons. Aren't I doing a good job? And my measuring cups. I tell you, I have my days, don't I? All right. Okay, we need the 1 cup measurer. So I use the ½ cup, it moves in and out easier. We'll need at least a 1 cup liquid as well. So these are very interesting. I love this because this is such a lovely way of getting rid of my mashed potatoes. Now you're going to need a greased baking sheet, and you're going to have to dust it with flour as well, because we don't want these to burn, and they will burn on the bottom, trust me. Okay, so now we're going to add 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and you said, are you going to do? Yeah, well, I'm going to add, I think, a tablespoon of wheat germ to make sure that I cover for those B vitamins and stuff. And if you think I'm going stupid on it, because I know a lot of you say I like white flour, you like your light fluffy biscuits and all, but if you start aging prematurely, you can't blame anybody. Except yourself, because you're your culprit. All right, I'm going to add a tablespoon. It won't bother it. A tablespoon. Now, what about the people who do not have mashed potatoes? Well, here's how you can get around this recipe. Now, this is for people who do not have extra mashed potatoes. What you'll do is you take 1 large potato, you'll peel it and cut it into chunks. Add 2 cloves of garlic, finely chopped, and a 3/4 of a teaspoon of, a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and enough water to cover, and you boil at a high heat, cook until they're done, and then mash them. And that's how you can come up on this. Just add a tablespoon of butter to your mashed potatoes. That mashed potato, so it'll be like making a small amount of mashed potatoes. This is why I always use this recipe when I have leftovers. All right, we're going to need a ½ teaspoon of salt. Where did I put the salt? Okay, and we need a ½ teaspoon of sugar. All right, let me see what else I have to get. We need a tablespoon of baking powder, because they're going to need a lot of help to get these up. You can preheat your oven to 450. Okay. Oh, right, we could do that too. You're probably saying she's talking to her recipes. Of course I am. We got the flour in here. We have the baking powder. We have the sugar in here. We're mixing this up. And the salt we put in here. Okay. They want a large potato. So we're going to have to judge this by eye. We're not going to be able to just assume. Okay. That might be enough. I don't know. All right. You want me to do all of this at once? Okay. We also need 3 tablespoons of shortening. Don't worry, we're going to be cutting all of this in. What else do you want me to mix in? And the remaining butter. We need 2 tablespoons of butter added into this as well. Sandra, you have it right in front of you. Oh, that's me. Okay. Just getting it all together, that's all. I have to grate them. Mine's always frozen. But boy, does it make fluffy things. So you can see it's almost like making a mashed potatoes. They're taking everything that you do with a mashed potato and they're going to put it in here. So it's going to carry that lovely flavor all the way through. Where did I put it? Now we're going to, everything is in the bowl that I just told you about. And what you're going to do is you're going to use your pastry cutter and cut it in just like you do everything else. When we make biscuits, they're always talking about cutting it in, and that's what we're doing. Now these biscuits aren't going to be like this. They're more dense, but they're really quite nice. I'm not going to lie to you, they're really quite good. Now they want you to have 3 tablespoons of chives. I have chives out there, but it's so dark outside. I'm not going to be able to see them to clip them, so I'm going to be chives. I have some dried here. I don't have a lot. Okay. You see, these are moist. I am not lying. That's why you put the flour and stuff there to make sure. But this is a good way and a nice, very nice way. This is all the chives I have left, so put that there to remind me what I have to do. Now they want you to add 2/3 of a cup of sour cream. So you can see, gee, I don't know why they don't put bacon in this as well, you know. Because bacon goes very well with potatoes, mashed potatoes. That's how they have them in Texas that I know of. Unless they've changed. Every time we had baked potatoes, we had butter in them, salt and pepper, bacon, chives, and sour cream. And that's how we liked ours. For the milk. This. They're telling you to stir this in. And you can see they are moist. I'm not lying. They are really going to be moist. So they're almost like a cake rising. And they want you to cut this out. Yeah, right. They want me to stir this until a dough comes, which I had trouble last time making this recipe. With the potatoes, if you have moist potatoes, you're going to have to add more flour. Stir in sour cream and chives until a dough forms. Yeah, right. It's a very wet one. Oh, don't worry. I'm adding flour. I remember this gave me this problem last time. See, it's been a long time since I've made something. I have to remember. I haven't made this in a while. Well, I haven't made mashed potatoes in a while. So I'm going to have to write this recipe and say, add more flour. Because it has a lot of liquid in it, as you can see, which makes it very, very difficult. And they want you to knead this. So I would add about a 1/2 cup to a cup extra of flour. You're going to need it because these are very, very light. I just couldn't remember at the time. Okay. What size biscuit cover do you want? I think you wanted 2-inch. I remember. No, you want. What size do you want? Oh, they want a 2-inch. She says to get a fancy one, but I'm just going to use a regular one. I don't think it matters. I do have a fancy one. I'll get it out. Just give me a minute. So, you don't want these biscuits to be heavy like your other biscuits. These have to be light, so they're a bit difficult to handle. You can see I'm already having problems with them. I had to add at least a half a cup. I'd like to tell you these are easy to make because it's such a moist dough. Gives you a bit of a problem. Just handle them very, very lightly and you should be fine. Well, I'm going to have to get another one out. So handle it very, very lightly. So you can see some things require you doing it like that. If you're wondering what the brown specks are, that is the peeling of the potato because I do not take it off. Okay, these are going to have to sit till the other ones are done. I just don't have room to put them on. Now these are going to cook 12 to 15 minutes. Standard time when I do biscuits, it's always that time. So let's see, is there anything else we have to do? Brush the biscuits with milk on the top. Okay. was saying, you're doing things a little backwards. No, I'm not. If you do not have a pastry brush and you cannot afford it right now, use your fingers, get them wet, and just lightly add milk on top. That's how I had to do it for many years. For things like this. That would be how women would do it if they didn't have a brush. They would use their hand, just gently wet it and wet the top of them with milk. See you in 12 while I clean my mess up. Okay, here they are. That's them right here. Now we're going to try one. I know mine are a little shy of the chives, so they wanted 3 tablespoons, but I couldn't find my chives out there right now. As you can see, it's dark out there. They are flatter than you would expect because the potato and the moisture and all. But see how they come out so nice? And there they are. They are a real treat to have for breakfast with sausage. And your husband would like these. Probably with coffee. Or children with milk. And give them some fresh fruit. They're good. It's a little hot right now. As they say, cool down my mouth. Because I just got them out of the oven. You can't flatten these. They're very, very delicate. And though you saw me add more flour, it did not affect them. But when I was making them, I said, oh yeah, I remember this one is prone to having to add more flour. Not when you mix it, but when you get it to that cutting board like you saw, and I added all that flour just to get it. But it was still very moist because potatoes hold that moisture for you. Okay? Anyway, I've got the last ones in. And I'm going to have a couple of these because I'm hungry. So you have a great day.